nagluglog, nagtok, nagtok, tapos nag-elevate. Malamang dope, nag-coke, nag-bloke, kasi hindi ka nag-behave. Pag nag-coke, naglog, nagtok,
You just stumbled upon JK'z Rewatchable Hour.
Hey, look at that. We are recording. Everybody is on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is JK'z Rewatchable Hour. I am your host, JK'z. Tonight's topic, we are jumping out of our comfort zone. We're jumping into the world of sports. We are going to talk about the positive and the negatives, just from our own personal opinion. I am joined tonight. I have some lucky guests. I have my wife, Jennifer Gutter Alley Welch. I have Miss Jacqueline Tight End Lynch. And then I have Mr. George Shuttlecock Mussey. Does everybody know what a shuttlecock is?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the badminton.
Yeah.
And even though Becky is not on, the nickname that I gave her was, she's not the pitcher, but definitely the catcher, Becky Cherwalk. So, but all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the sports. I know some of us are more into watching sports or playing sports, but I think at one point we've all played some sort of sport growing up. I know that Jen and I, we love our football. We do a lot of betting, fantasy stuff. We do something through my work that she has won the last 2 years because I don't know how she picks them. I copy her and I don't know, it just doesn't work, but she knows how to pick the teams. One of the positives I think that comes from any type of athletics, I'll get you guys' opinion, is teamwork. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, I mean, you have to be able to work together in most sports. I mean, there's a few that it's just you, but most sports you have to be able to work together. Otherwise, you're just, hurting each other by not helping.
Right. And Jen, what do you have a comment?
Agree. I don't know. Teamwork does.
Right.
Teamwork makes the dream work, and you can't have one on a team.
Right. No, I agree with that. I also wrote down under the positive is sacrifice. So, let's say this player was head and shoulders above other people, but and he really wanted to say just play running back, right? It's a football. But he was better served at, say, blocking. That could be a positive where this person would sacrifice to be a blocker to help the team.
Yeah.
I mean, most people don't really want to do that extreme sacrifice. So,
well, if you're still getting paid millions of dollars, I think
Yeah.
you can talk about.
Hey, I did it for free when I played in my softball league. They would move me around to where they thought I was needed most because I was one of the better players. So other than pitching, I probably played every position on it except for first base. I'm not tall enough for first base. But every other position I played during my 7 years with the team.
Where'd you play? Auburn? Because I was playing up on those fields too.
Hector.
Okay.
The Hector Two Goats Brewery was our sponsor.
Oh, nice. All
Nice.
right, nice. So George, I know that you said that you had just one that you wanted to talk about. I wanted to just over to you and real quick.
All right. This is after the 2000 baseball season, Alex Rodriguez's contract had expired, and he was picked up by the Texas Rangers for the most lucrative contract in sports history at that time, a 10-year deal for $252 million, which today is equal to like $446 million. he figured that the team would be able to build around him, which they were not able to in 3 years. So with agreement with Texas, they put him up on the trading block. The Red Sox wanted him, but they didn't want to pay the money. They were willing to give up Manny Ramirez, Nomar Garciaparra, and John Lester. But the Players Association told them, you can't, if they want you, they have to pay your existing contract. So the Yankees ended up learning that their third baseman, Aaron Boone, during the offseason breached his contract by getting injured playing basketball. So they talked to Texas and they said, we'll take A-Rod, we'll pay his whole salary. However, he has to play third base. And he agreed, and he did that. So they were able to fire Aaron Boone from their contract. Well, it affected people in positive ways because Alex Rodriguez was finally going to get to a team that might make the playoffs. Let's see, Texas, because they had overstepped their overstepped their money, was finally going to be able to develop a team. And Boston was affected because Nomar Garciaparra, who was their shortstop, didn't want to play for them anymore because they were willing to just throw him away. So it kind of positive and negative. It helped some teams and hurt some people and helped other people by one contract that was just an outrageous contract at the time.
Yeah. And George, are you a Yankee fan? I thought maybe I know.
I am a Yankee fan. I don't watch a lot of sports anymore. I think the new rules suck in most sports. I'm not a fan of the rules, of the new rules. I hate the no shift rule. I hate it. It's absolutely terrible. But yeah, so I'm not a fan of the new rules, so I don't really keep up anymore.
Right. I mean, I've been a diehard Yankee fan, and when you were, I didn't know what your topic was going to be. So when you said Yankees, I instantly thought like you were naming off the players. So my mother-in-law, which is obviously Jen's mom, she is a diehard Yankee fan, even when they're on the West Coast, which is 3 hours behind us.
Yeah.
Sometimes she'll text me like, just out of the blue at like 1 o'clock in the morning, Yankees lost, and I'll like get up and I was like, what the hell are you doing up? And I was just thinking that my mother-in-law, Diane, could probably tell you every player that was involved in, from when he went to Texas to the Yankees and all that swapping. So that was actually.
Well, I know. Yeah. Actually, I wrote down the Yankees traded Alfonso Soriano, and I have it written down.
Who they should never have. I like Soriano, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember who replaced him, but he was a good second baseman too.
He came from the Red Sox. No, damn, I'm putting on the spot on live air. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to call my mother-in-law. I give up.
You gonna phone a friend? Is that what you're saying?
Can we do that? Can we? Let me call my mother-in-law and ask who the second baseman was after we got Soriano. And it's right on the tip of my tongue, too. Damn it. Jen, do you know?
No help, Jen?
Jaquan Arias was the other player that the Yankees traded.
Yeah, that was a prospect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I don't remember. But no, it was a good topic. I obviously I was familiar with the A-Rod, so I didn't feel completely lost. I never really liked them. That's actually gonna lead me into one of my negatives. Jen, do you have anything that you want to talk about, like on a positive for athletics? It could be anything.
Well, the teamwork, social skills. I mean, it helps there. It makes you feel part of something. If you don't, I don't know.
Yeah.
Good.
Community. It brings
Yeah.
in the community. It does bring in like a belonging. You belong to something, and I didn't mean to take away from Jen. Go ahead, Jen.
Think of
With what Jen and Jackie just said, the social skills in the community. One of the last things I had on my positive list was like, you create a brotherhood or sisterhood and friendship.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Definitely, because when I went and played softball, I met the only person I knew when I joined that team was he's been on the show before, was Bill Verity.
Yeah.
But I met
Nice.
a lot of other players. But he was only there for about a year, and then he left. He had to leave the team because that team was a heavy drinking team, and and we know what his decision was in life was to give up the drinking and make himself healthier. So yeah, he had to leave the team.
If Aline was on the show, which she can't, she had something else come up. When I played up in Auburn, what Jen? What's that? Shit, I'm just drawing a blank. Holy crap!
what's the what?
The winery right there in the Montezuma Winery, right?
Mind it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's like a softball field like before you get around that corner is where I played. And I remember I heard the team we were playing, I heard the name Kistner. And I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds really, really familiar because that's my cousin Kim's relation. And so the part of my, my friendship was like, you never know who you're gonna meet throughout athletics. So and I ended up being one of my cousin's relatives through softball who played for Evans Cosmetics. So no, can't remember. Too many concussions. Sorry, athletic.
Yeah, actually, I heard about the league that I played in through my oldest daughter when she was in 8th grade. I kept score for the softball team, no, for her softball team, her 8th grade softball team, because there was one coach on another team. The kids were keeping the scorebook, and they complained, said that they weren't doing it right. And this team was way better than our school. And the score was like 10-6, but they said, oh no, there's no way. We only have 10, and there's no way you have 6. So he asked me to take over, and the umpire that umpired all the home games, he played in the league, and we all know him. I don't know if I can say his name.
I mean, it's not a negative thing. So
We went to school.
It's Tom Hayward.
Oh,
Yeah.
Name sounds
Yeah, Tom. It'd be a young cousin to like Loretta and them.
yeah,
was
and
probably-
Nicole
Nicole- Yeah.
Root married Tom. So
Yeah.
Nicole was grade below me though, so I don't know if Jeff would know.
the name sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But
yeah, that's who the umpire was when we had home games, and he had come in. He actually had a scuff on his forehead, and he played catcher. And catchers in softball, slow pitch softball, don't wear gear.
Yep.
Somebody hit the ball off the bat, and it came right up and glanced off his forehead. But I asked him, I was like, "Where's the league?" And then he told me, and I showed up, and I got picked up by a different team than what he played for.
Nice. That's interesting. So basically, what our last conversation for the last couple of minutes was about who you meet and what you become through athletics. So I think that's really, I mean, you just never know. Jackie, did you have anything to add before I just jump to the next thing? Jackie or Jen?
I mean, there's other positives. I don't know if you want to get into that right now or later.
No, you can go ahead. I mean, we can always just jump around. It's just I don't want to exclude anybody. So
I mean, of course, it's health. You know, playing in sports, there's fitness and cardiovascular. You know, it improves the cardiovascular system in your body, and stress, mental health. You know, playing on a team and you're being more fit, it reduces stress, reduces some of the things that we've all talked about is mental health, and I think that's
Yeah.
a real key and importance to sports. So
Yeah. Jen?
Anything.
So, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jen. Go ahead.
I didn't have anything.
So we all have social media. We all, I don't know, apparently watch the news or read a newspaper or hear something. And just going back to what George said about a ridiculous contract, I know that Jen has some stuff, and one of the negatives that that I don't like about pro sports, and it, I mean, and now I don't know if anybody is aware, but in college you can now make money. It's called NIL. You can start making money off of college. I don't really know too much about it, but I mean, it's ridiculous amounts. But I know that Jen has some stuff. Why don't you tell me or tell us all about some of the stuff that you wrote down? Like, I don't want to give it away. I want her to say it. I'm trying to figure out a way to go around it. Go ahead, Jen.
I just Googled, I didn't know what this show was about, so I just Googled what people made, and the people that got injured last year were Aaron Rodgers, 112.5 million. He got hurt, didn't play all last year. Kirk Cousins was hurt last year. He just signed for 4 years for 180. And then Trevor Lawrence was hurt last year, and he just signed for 5 years, 275 million. I think that these people are underpaid or overpaid for, you can't control if you get hurt or not, but the first two are up there in age. They've played all they can play, and it's just a lot of money. And then I Googled from the first round to the 7th round, and you get paid less as you go. And Brock Purdy of the 49ers was the last overall pick 2 years ago, and he got his team to the playoffs and the championship twice. So, I mean, I think they need to refigure about how they're paying people, because the people they're not paying a lot are doing a lot more than the people they're overpaying and just aging out of the system.
No, that's an excellent. No, that was very excellent. Like she said, so Brock Purdy was the last person picked a couple 2 or 3 years ago in the NFL draft. He's Mr. Irrelevant. That's what he gets called. I don't remember who the other quarterbacks on the 49ers were at that time, but he beat him out, and now he went from 260th whatever pick to playing in a Super Bowl, to being a Pro Bowler, to getting a contract. And you said Aaron Rodgers was how much?
3 year, 112.5 million, including 75 million guaranteed.
Okay, that's what I thought you had said. Okay, so 75 million guaranteed. Now I know that Jackie and George, you guys are not football fans.
no,
like
I do watch football, just not diehard. That's all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
it.
Same here.
So Aaron Rodgers last year on Monday night played 4 snaps, and then he was out for the year.
Yeah.
And like Jen said, he is guaranteed $75 million over the course of this contract. It's guaranteed. And like Jen said, he's up there in age. He's 40, right? So we all know, you get up there in age, your body doesn't want to recover as well as it did back in your 20s. So, one of the negatives is the ridiculous contracts that people are getting and the guaranteed money. I wish I could go to my job and say, listen, we need to renew. You got to give me more money. You know what they're going to say to me? Get the fuck out of my office. I mean, But pro sports, you can do that. Why? Why is that allowed?
Yeah. The strange
hold
thing
out-
is,
You don't do anything.
right. The strange thing in that whole concept right there, on the opposite side, and this may not even be a popular thing to say, at least among most of us, but I remember, and you either like this guy or you hate this guy, Tom Brady.
Gross.
When he was with the Patriots, I don't like the guy. But, but if you remember, he offered to lower his contract so they could hire better players for him.
Makes you
Yeah.
selfish.
Sorry,
I don't like the guy. I don't like the guy at all. However, he was willing to sacrifice some of all that money he was making, or some of it, so they could pay other players.
He didn't have to worry about money.
Well, that's true. At that point, he didn't have to worry about money. But some people don't think they've made enough, so they want more and more and more and more.
Yep.
And he was willing to take a little less to win more Super Bowls.
Which is so okay. Let me ask you gentlemen and ladies a question. If you're playing a professional sport, right, or you're playing a collegiate sport, what would be okay? Money's going to come and go, right? We all know that money's going to come and go. But what if you had a championship? You know, like something that thousands of people try every year, right? I don't know the statistics of how many players are in the NFL, NBA, MLB, soccer. I don't know all that. But what if you had a championship that can never be taken away from you? You can never lose it. But yet, money is I mean, you're to me with what we were just talking about, with what Jen brought up and George had brought up about how Tom Brady wanted to take a pay cut. It's just becoming very clear to me, and it has been for years, that people just want money and not championships. And I don't know if you know who Tyreek Hill is. He was drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, you know. And that team is loaded and will go to many playoffs, potential Super Bowls. But he left to go to Miami for more money. And you want to know what his reasoning was? Because there's in Florida, there's not a luxury tax. So he will keep more money in his pocket. So you leave a just like an amazing team where you can go to the Super Bowl and win championships, but you left for money and you haven't gotten out of the playoffs in the first round or something like that in 2 years you've been there. That's what I'm saying. You know, would you guys rather have not just the money, but would you guys rather have accolades and championships and stuff that they can't take away from you?
I would literally play. Yeah, I would literally play for the league minimum as long as I got a shot at a championship.
Jen, I think actually has that. What is the league minimum, Jen? Did you or
I just wrote third string quarterback gets less than 1 to 1.5 million, depending on how long they've been in the league.
Okay, so
I'm okay with $1 million. I'm okay with $1 million.
Right. So of course I don't know all the math. So let's say your agent takes 10%. Okay, then you got to pay your taxes and whatever. So let's just say you're walking away with $700,000 to be on the sideline in full gear, holding a clipboard, and let's just say who the backup quarterback for the Chiefs. They're going to the playoffs.
Give me the clipboard.
I'm sorry.
I'm in.
I can just hear as the camera pans to the right. Hey, there's George Shuttlecock Muzzy. Sorry. Anyways, so we got a couple minutes before we go to commercial break. I want to just stay with the negative thing right here, and I don't know if you guys know this. Maybe Jen does. So, do you guys know who Bobby Bonilla is?
So
I don't think so.
Okay, so Bobby, there is I think, hold on. Every year, is every May, I think it is called Bobby Bonilla Day. Back X amount of years ago, this baseball player played for the New York Mets, okay? They wanted him to they wanted to sign him to like 1 year, 2 year, I can't remember what it was. Humongous contract. Bobby Bonilla, and I have it, said, no, why don't you pay me $1,193,248 every year until the year 2035. The guy is 61 and he's been done playing for over 10 years. And the Mets said, sure, we'll sign that. So every year in May, he gets a check for 1 million. Yeah. Is that fucking crazy?
Okay.
Yeah. So every year about May, I believe, every sports anchor will say, well, it's Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. Yeah, I'm seeing the look on Jackie's face. She's like, what in the, yeah, I shit you not. I think I still got it. Yep.
I'm just saying he probably has a really good Memorial Day party.
Yep. I'm sorry. My bad. It's July 1st. Okay.
Oh, so 4th of July party then. Whatever.
Yeah. From July 1st, 2011 through 2035. So for the next 10 years, he's going to collect, every year, he's going to collect $1.9 million for sitting home. Now, why?
The Mets are stupid? I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
Now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Me and my buddy Jason at work, every time he comes up, I'm like, hey, Jason, happy Bobby Bonilla Day. And he's like, yeah, that's ridiculous contract, you know?
Yeah.
But who's at fault, though? Before we go to commercial, we got a couple minutes. Who's at fault? The Mets or Bobby Bonilla and his agent? Who's at fault?
The Mets.
The Mets. That's...
I mean, you don't have to say yes. I'd be, I mean, they had to sign the contract along with him, so of course he was going to sign the contract.
You wonder if he had something on the Mets. I mean,
yeah.
Blackmail.
What year? What year was this?
Oh God.
2011. You lost it already?
No, it's just so Bobby Bonilla retired in 2001. No, so this goes way back before all that. Yeah. So from 2011 on until 2035, he's going to
Yeah. But when did he sign the contract? When did this start?
Okay, hold on.
Not when he retired, when it started.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna have to search for this during the commercial break because yeah. I'm gonna have to research and get back to you on that, okay?
All right.
Well, you did say, okay, so in your notes, how many years was this contract for?
Okay,
so you just subtract.
Well, I just brought it up. So
2035.
And he retired 23 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. He signed the contract in 1999.
So
before he retired.
Yeah. Yep. So I was going to say if it was 2000, well, at the end of maybe at the end of the season, 99, because I'm wondering, Mets went to the World Series in 2000. Did they cheat to get there and he knew about it?
No idea. Yep.
because if I'm not mistaken, the 2000 World Series was Mets Yankees
Yep,
Subway Series.
we beat him. We beat him in 5.
Hmm.
Yeah, but did they cheat to get there? And he knew it.
So, you know, I honestly, you know, that's another conspiracy theory show. I don't know.
Yeah.
But all right.
Why
Listen,
else would you pay somebody that's done with $1
Yeah.
million a year? Like, that just
'cause you
sounds
said
stupid.
You said he retired in 2001 and he signed the contract in 99. So he
Mhm.
played 2 years
Yeah.
on this contract. And now you're paying him for 34 more years.
yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
but you know, yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna just we're gonna take a quick commercial break and we will come right back. Nobody leave, including you, Mr. Clipboard holder.
Hey, I'm in. I'll tell you.
Let me just see. Is it want to work?
Did
Yeah. Okay, we're back. Back to commercial. So everybody, I apologize. I don't do good research, and as the host of the show, I probably should be better prepared. So, actually, Bobby Bonilla is paid from 2011. My fault, ladies and gentlemen. I had to look it up when I quickly had a commercial break. So my bad. We're back. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. JK'z Rewatchable Hour. We are talking sports. We're talking the negatives. We're talking the positives. Let's talk let's talk about a positive effect. You know, if you're in athletics, right? I mean, I'm not gonna say that there's not bad people, you know, jerks, but if you get around a good group of people and they're encouraging you and they're helping you and you know that helps with your self-esteem. You know, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, especially, you know, like if you do something good during a game or whatever and your teammates, you know, congratulate you. And then maybe when you make a mistake, if they don't, you know, put you down. I mean, like a good example, I got a couple good examples of that. Whatever happened to I can't think of his name, Buckner, when the ball rolled under his legs in Boston, and the Mets ended up beating him in the World Series. Where did he go after that? The kicker for the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
Wide right.
Ooh, wow.
He didn't play for Buffalo the next season.
Well, that happened last year too. The guy he didn't kick, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
Alan
he missed.
It's not your
Yeah.
fault. It's okay.
Right.
And everyone was around him.
Yeah. Yeah, but back in 91,
Yeah.
when he missed the field goal, I mean, he literally missed one field goal. I mean, how many did he make that got them there?
Yeah.
Just because he missed the one. You know, his response should have been, well, maybe if you had thrown the ball a little closer to the damn end zone, I wouldn't have had to come in and kick the damn ball.
You know, that's an excellent way to say that. You know, he's being judged for missing one field goal in the most.
For missing one field goal. Yeah.
I mean, but so obviously he did miss some during the regular season.
Right. I mean, he's not perfect, but
yeah, you're right, and he should never. Unfortunately, he will always be remembered as a person
wide
who.
Right.
So do you feel that way
right.
about the guy that did that for Chicago?
You know, there's a funny story behind that.
Boy, here we go.
You forgive him?
So, we're over at Jen's house in Romulus, and we're watching the playoff game, Chicago, Philadelphia. We had a great year, you know. Yep, woohoo! Jen buys a shirt, and it said NFC North champs, which we were, and she said, "Are you gonna wear it?" I said, "I don't really wear that type of stuff during a type of a game like this because I believe in jinx." Well, we were doing really good, you know. We stayed with Philadelphia, and I put the shirt on. and it came down to our kicker. I'm not going to mention his name because I can't, because I don't want to go back to therapy. He kicked the field goal, or he kicked the ball, and it was a double doink, and we lost. Like, and I looked at Jen and I said, "This is why I don't wear this shit."
But now you wear it every Sunday, so I don't want to hear it.
So yeah, and I'm not gonna even I'm not mentioning his name, just because fuck Cody Parkey. There, I saw that. I mean,
Okay.
so as a Bears fan, yeah, we went to the Super Bowl in 2006. We lost to Jen's Peyton Manning's Colts team. We really have not had a lot to celebrate, and this is like our year. Like, we like that season, Mitch Trubisky threw 6 touchdowns in one game. We were doing really good, and then just to have a double doink. I'm going back to therapy.
At the end.
George, go ahead. You bring up a topic. I'm just gonna cry a little bit.
Just cry, turn around and cry, and we can talk amongst ourselves.
I will. Okay, we're back. All right. So,
all right.
Baby.
Give me somebody just give me another positive aspect of athletics. Like, it could be anything. How about a sense of pride?
Yeah. Accomplishment.
Sure.
Feeling good about your self-esteem. I don't know if we said that already.
Mental health.
Yeah.
Because let's say, like, when you're younger, right, and you're trying to dribble the basketball, right? Obviously, you're not going to be very good, but if you stay focused and you practice and you work hard, you get better at dribbling, correct? And I'm saying basketball because to me, basketball is really the only sport where, as an individual, you can make yourself better. You can dribble, you can shoot. You can't really hit the ball to yourself in baseball and catch it. You can't really. I mean, you can practice running and stuff like that in football, but I think basketball, you can do shots, you can, work on your footwork and stuff like that.
Yes and no. I mean, I don't know if you know this. Bernie Williams was a switch hitter, right?
Yep, I love Bernie Williams.
Yeah. Do you know how he learned how to hit left-handed?
Come on, baby.
No.
Alone in his backyard with a tee.
All right. Never even thought about that. Yep. Never thought about. Yep. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how he learned how to hit left-handed.
You're right. Aww. Oh, what's that little?
Oh.
This is Dizzy. She interrupted the show.
Oh. We like it when Jen would pick Dozer, but Dozer does not like to be picked up, and he's too big. So I'm gonna just. Did anybody else have anything to add about any type of a positive?
No.
One of the things that I wrote down under the negative category is, and I'll try to explain the best I can. When people hold out, professional athletes hold out, right? They tell the owner they're not going to play unless they get more money, or they want to be traded to a better team. Now, we all know that as growing up, I'm sure all of us idolized somebody, right? Nowadays, I think in athletics, there's too much pressure on younger kids, whether it be Pop Warner or I'm just drawing a blank. The Little League World Series. I think college players. If you're not, making highlight dunks in college, this is just my opinion. If you're not making spectacular catches, I think that some people might think like, oh, I'm not going to be the next individual. And when you hear of people holding out for like CeeDee Lamb from the Dallas Cowboys, great receiver, but he held out because he wanted more money. What message is that really sending? I mean, George, I know where you work. I'm not going to say it, but why don't you go to your employer tomorrow and tell them that you're not going to come to work until they give you a $10 pay raise? Where do you think that would get you?
I either won't be working or he'll make me go back out and do my normal job.
Right. So what
I mean, I've been telling them for years that we should do our end of year raise a little differently.
right.
I'm not saying, not going to say this to brag, but I work hard every day, all day. I'm going to get, at the end of the year, I'm going to get the exact same, it's a percentage. It's not
Right.
like 50 cents or whatever. It's a percentage. I'm going to get the exact same percentage than the guy who drives around on his forklift and barely does anything, scrapes by. I'm going to get the exact same raise that he gets next year.
Right. I just know that I know that Jen keeps up on football and stuff like that. But like when people hold out, and these kids are looking up to them, you know, they either have a Nike deal or they have a Reebok or they're doing all these other commercials, you know. Like I think it just sends a bad message because it happens so often. Like, right? I mean, I'm just trying to think of somebody that you might know. So like CeeDee Lamb, like I said, from Dallas Cowboys, he didn't want to play because he wanted more money. No offense. I mean, like, you're already making over 50, 60 million.
And your team hasn't made it to the Super Bowl in how long? I mean, when people want more money, they need to show it on the field. I mean, you're just being a child, acting like, you know, I need more money or else, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Greedy.
I don't know if you exactly greedy. I don't know if you guys know. So in college, like let's just take a powerhouse, okay, Alabama, right? Alabama, okay, so college teams can only dress X amount of players, right? I don't know if you guys know that. I mean, they have so many people, they can only dress X amount. If you ever watch a college game, some of the players are in the stands because they can't dress. But if you take that starting quarterback, right, and then he says, I'm not going to play until you let me do whatever I want, right? Let's just say it like that. You know what's going to happen? That quarterback that's sitting in the stands that was a 5-star recruit is now going to come in and you're going to be benched, right? But that never happens because college players don't do that.
Right.
So
right, because they're trying to, but in a way, that's selfish of the, not, I don't want to say selfish. There's a reason why they're not going to do that. They want to get seen by the NFL teams so they get drafted and make the big money.
That's where I don't.
Yeah. I don't want to say that's being selfish, really, but only if they hold out when they get to the pros.
Right. So everybody knows LeBron James, right? I mean, right? Great basketball player, scored the most points, a phenomenal player. I mean, he was destined for greatness. But you know why he left Cleveland to go to Miami, right? He wanted championships, and what came with championships was all that money. It started to not work out in Miami anymore, and he went back to Cleveland for more money. And he ended up getting a championship. Then he bolts the Lakers. And do you know how many times he got more money? And now that I still say that he had influence of the Lakers drafting his son in this past year's NBA draft. I'm just saying. That's
because he gave up money, didn't he?
Honestly, I don't know. Wait, what
he gave up money. That's what was said. Yeah. Not for his son to be on there, but just for the overall team. But I mean, come on.
But LeBron James has just journeyed to whoever's going to pay him more money. Just like Alex Rodriguez, he left Seattle because he wanted money. There's no way you're going to leave a great team like Seattle that was better than the Rangers.
Well, no, right. He basically left when his contract was up.
Right. For money.
Yeah. And he went to the highest bidder. But then he did agree to lower his salary to go to Boston, but the Players Association told him no.
Right. I
But
just think,
even so, he wanted a championship, which brings in more money.
you know, and they were talking, you know, there's always rumors. So like if Lakers didn't re-sign LeBron James, you know, he can go anywheres and he can dictate how much money he's going to make because he's a name and it's going to bring in more money. But like, I just don't think anybody is worth that much money. I don't think anybody's worth Tom Brady's money. I don't think anybody's worth
No.
Alex Rodriguez's money. I don't. Even when Derek Jeter signed that ridiculous, what was it, a 5-year, 250? And I'm a Yankee fan. I'm like, there's no way that you need that much fucking money, and I think it's stupid. And yeah, I think professional sports, and now with college where you can get an NIL deal, like it's all about money. I'm telling you, it's to me, loyalty means everything, right? And I'm never going to do that. It's like, just hear me out. It's like a sponsor wanting to take me away from this show. And say, pay me $150,000. I'm loyal to where to that type of stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I would never leave this show for any of that, because we're all together. And every time somebody jumps ship, they're always like, "Oh yeah, I'm so happy to be here," you know, blah blah blah. Well, you just said the same thing about the team you just left. But because it's not working out for you, you're just gonna keep jumping ship until you get everything. And I just think it's just pathetic. I think it's sending a bad message. And trust me, I just want to really say, whoever listens into to all of you, I would never leave this show. Trust me, I don't care. There's no unless I was able to take every single individual with me, because this is all of our show. I would never bolt like that. I would just, and that's what pisses me off too. Is, you know, professional athletes just or even college transfers. They're like, oh well, now I can go to a different place and be better. So I'm just going to leave this behind. And I don't know. I just think that shit's got to stop. I ridiculous contracts, money. It's annoying. Kind of like when the day when Mike Tyson would fight, people would spend what, $60 on a pay-per-view and it'd be over in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you knew how good he was, so you knew there was a chance that he could knock out the guy who had never been knocked down in 1 minute and 29 seconds. You knew there was a chance that would happen.
Yep.
So, you know.
So I was actually trying to do research, and maybe Google don't like me today. I don't know. All the holdouts to me are males. I could not find anything about a single female professional athlete to hold out. Does anybody? I could not find anything. And I just think that that's remarkable. That's amazing.
I think because they know they're not going to get more. There's just a certain amount that the WNBA pays, and it's nowhere near the men's. So they know.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, obviously that's a whole nother show, is equal pay, which is obviously grossly, I don't know if the word I want to use. Women are not paid as they should, and that's bullshit. But I was doing research, and I've never once heard of a female professional athlete holding out. And if you guys happen to ever research, and let me know, because I couldn't find anything.
I just have the pay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I don't know. What else is on your guys' minds about anything negative, positive, anything you want to share about sports?
Well, I know we talked about, and some people are that way, are negative when, like, you mess up and they don't try to bring you up and help you. They try to put you down, and a lot of times that happens. something simple. I don't remember what year, don't remember who it was, but in the NCAA men's championship basketball game, the guy got the ball and called a timeout. There was like 2 seconds, 3 seconds on the clock, and there were no timeouts, and the clock expired.
Yep.
And everybody,
Michigan, yep, Fab Five, yep, I remember that. That's
yeah,
yep.
yeah, and just because he forgot there wasn't any more timeouts, and and he was looked down by a lot of people for that, for just forgetting.
Yep.
Something simple. But
And
there's a lot of times when people are getting put down for making a mistake, making a legitimate mistake that everybody makes. It just happens to be when they make the mistake.
It's an excellent point. Because you brought up the whole Buffalo Bills field goal kicker and Chris Webber, who he went on to have a really good NBA career, but he will, just like Scott Norwood, will be forever remembered as doing that. So yeah, that's an excellent point. Jen, what was I think if I saw what you wrote down briefly, what was Matthew Stafford's guaranteed contract? Is that what you wrote down?
No, it's dark out here. I can't even see it.
So the reason why I brought that up, so Matthew Stafford, great quarterback, went to Detroit Lions, didn't really have all their best team, great quarterback, Hall of Famer. So he goes to Los Angeles Rams, or whatever they are now, I can't remember, a couple years ago, wins the Super Bowl, right? Gets this big contract. Next year, gets hurt, has an off season, and he still gets all that money. It's just, I am a firm believer that you should live up to what you're being paid, right? I mean, I know that not everybody's gonna be perfect, but Kobe Bryant, we all know him. His wife said, obviously because he passed away, the reason why he played injured because he remembered being up in the nosebleed sections waiting to see their favorite player, and most people, if they're they get a little boo-boo, they don't play, so that's why he played injured. And yes, Kobe Bryant made a ton of money, absolutely. I think he was overpaid.
Yeah.
Every person's overpaid, but he played because he did love the game. I'm not saying people don't love the game, but like he played because of that person he thought was sitting up there,
Charles Barkley say that, something like that too, about the players now. They're too whiny and they're too this and that.
Yeah.
Like, I stubbed my toe, I got to be out for the year. No, you're all this money.
I remember, and I hate it that it happened. Emmitt Smith, running back for Dallas Cowboys, dislocated his shoulder. They taped it up, and against my New York Giants, the dude ran for 300 plus yards with a separated shoulder.
Yeah.
Through the Giants' front line. I mean, because if you remember Emmitt Smith, he did not run around people. He ran through them with a separated shoulder. I remember Brett Favre looked like he had a Q-tip on his left hand.
Yeah.
And threw for like 290 yards.
They don't make them like that no more.
No.
Nope.
And now, like you said, I mean, somebody stubs their big toe, and I got to be out for 6 weeks.
Come watch a football game with Jen when somebody goes out with a shitty injury. Just to piggyback off what you were just saying. So, I grew up loving baseball. And you're a Yankee fan. You remember Jim Abbott, right? He did not have a hand on his arm.
Right.
And he
pitched
a complete game no-hitter, right? Or a shutout.
Right.
So for Jackie and Jen. So he was born and he just had a nub right here. But he pitched a no-hitter, I believe, which means not one
I think a couple base runners got on, like a walk or an error, but no safe hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So with this guy, so he would hold the glove like this. He would pitch the ball. He'd quickly get it on, and that never stopped him. And pitchers back in the 90s, early 20s, they were going 6, 7, 8 innings. Nowadays, five innings and you're out.
Yep.
Yeah. 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 I remember. I mean, do you remember the 2001 World Series when Game 7? It was.
Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh, yeah, it was Diamondbacks Yankees, but the pitchers were
Kurt Schilling
and Roger Clemens. They
Randy
both went.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They went against each other and each pitched 7 innings, and you don't even hear of that anymore.
Nope.
It's not even a thing.
I can't really go into too much detail, but last year, freak accident, got hit right here in the forehead, 10 stitches, right? Went to the emergency room. Oh yeah, it was. I could find the pictures. Went to the emergency room, got stitches, came back to work. Now I'm just saying that's just me. That's probably why I'm very forgivable because too many concussions. But I understand to a point you're trying to protect your investment. But if you're paying somebody, I don't know what is Trevor Lawrence, Jen, $55 million a year.
I can't see. It's too dark.
Somebody $55 million a year. You know, both of your legs better be broken before you come off the field.
275. Yep.
So that's just it's ridiculous, and
Yeah.
I just think it sends a very bad message that to the younger generation. You know, and let's be honest. You know, in lower athletics, you have your really good players who are just gifted, right? And then you have your players that aren't. They have to work a little bit extra, you know, to catch up.
Right.
And then what they watch on TV, like, oh, if I make these spectacular catches or this or that, I can make all this money. And then, you know, oh, so now I'm making all this money, but I want more, so I'm going to hold out. And everybody nowadays, every owner, every GM wants a championship, right? Because that's the ultimate goal. So they are looking at every person. I mean, what's that?
That's how the GMs keep their job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, think about all the scouts that go over to, all over the United States looking for the next top high school prospects for basketball, baseball, football. When you hear 5-star recruit, that means like, you know, they're top, you know, and there's so much pressure. So I don't know. I think it's just stupid to pay people that much money. If they truly love the game,
Yeah.
if they really love the game, all right, let's be honest. Okay. Let's pay him a couple $100,000. There you go. Show me how much you love the game.
They just need to manage their money better. They don't need a $500 million mansion. They need to downsize and do something.
Because
absolutely.
I know Jen's not gonna like this. Peyton Manning, that's her favorite player. He has like 50,000 endorsements, right? I mean, he doesn't have that many, but so when people get endorsements, like everybody knows Randy Macho Man Savage, right?
Slim Jim.
Yeah,
Yep.
there you go. Yes. Do you know how much he got paid for that? $750,000 a year to say snap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah, right. Good for him. But that's what I'm talking about. Most people have an endorsement, so it's kind of like their backup. So why do you need to pay somebody $55 million a year? Somebody like Joe Burrow from the Cincinnati Bengals who gets hurt every other play, whatever. Fucking like I want to go with George and hold a clipboard for $200,000.
$1 million.
I will send in the most awesomest fucking plays. That'll be me on the sideline. I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous, the amount of money. That's just me. I don't think they're worth it. I don't think anybody's worth it.
No.
It doesn't send a great message to the kids, the high school to college.
Yeah. No, agreed. Because so everybody wants to, you know, some people want to be the next LeBron James. So they're going to try to do all of this, what he does. And instead of trying to be the next LeBron James or the next this or the next that, just be yourself. I mean, you can't be somebody else, just be yourself. So, so we're getting close to, the ending here. I am going to give you each one final comment to end the show.
Great.
Wow. All right.
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
think it takes players like a good balance of, the harder they play, the worse their personal life may be. And, they being fit will work on your mental health. But then when you screw up, you're going to get bullied-ish in a sense. So your mental health can be way up here and great and awesome, and then you make a mistake and you're way back down.
Agreed. Absolutely.
There's my 2 cents.
I say if you enjoy the game, play the game, but don't try to just make money. Try to have fun over money, so that way you can enjoy as you're getting better.
Goals.
I like that. Jen?
I don't know. As George said, if you love the game, play it. Don't be greedy. Have a backup plan, because some of these players, they don't have anything, but some of them are going to college and they have their degrees that they know they're not going to play forever. Some of these people thinking they're going to play forever that want the money, but go to college, get your education. You can do both. Everyone does it. So
Absolutely.
On what Jennifer just said, I used to take the kids all the time to the Geneva baseball field to watch the Geneva Red Wings.
Yep.
The Geneva Red Wings is a college level team. They are technically part of the Minnesota Twins franchise. They chose to go to college rather than play baseball right after high school. So when they're not at college, because they were drafted by the Twins, they play in a summer league in the New York, Northern Pennsylvania area. And there's a Yankees team that comes there, Red Sox team, and they chose to do the college thing. So that way they have a plan in case they're not the next Derek Jeter or the next, whoever.
yeah.
They have a plan.
Absolutely. No,
That's great.
those were all excellent choices, because you're right. I mean, I think if I don't know what the statistics is, but maybe 1 out of 50 will get that big, huge contract. So,
Right.
But so I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, George. I know you guys all had long days. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to come spend with me on this show. I appreciate it. Jen, you kind of have no choice because you live in the house, so you're stuck with me. But
Outside. In the dark.
Thank you guys. I
You
appreciate
didn't
it.
lock the door on her, did you, Jeff?
What do you think I
No.
did during the break?
You didn't lock her out, did you?
I can bust through. Don't worry.
But, listen, you guys have a great night. If you're watching football, tonight is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens opening. So I do have some money on the game. So,
Is
I
Taylor
suck
going to be there?
Probably.
Hey, wait, just before I go, that's what I was gonna. Yeah. This is how pathetic sports has come. Taylor Swift, I'm not taking anything away from her, but it is. She is actually trying to come up with plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they might use them. That is how I'm ending the show. That is fucking retarded. Hey, guess what? Call me. I'll tell you some fucking plays. Jesus Christ. All right. It's getting
Maybe
petty.
they're good.
Yeah. Okay. But no. Listen. Jennifer, Jacqueline, and George, thank you so much for coming on the show talking about sports. I will see you all next Thursday. We don't know what topic yet, but that's why we are stumbling in life. I want to say thank you. This is JK'z Rewatchable Hour. I am J-Dubs. Thank you. We are out. Love you guys. Hey, George, I'm not touching the screen. Not touching the screen.
Oh,
George.
look at that. Oh, no. Look at that. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.